You are listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiacos fans from Melbourne to Baltimore, from London to Piraeus. We are 4 Olympiacos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you'll never lose the latest updates and stories of the team you love. This is our team, our city, and our land. Man Oniro Trello. You're listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to episode 127 of Gate 7 International, your official English source for all things Olympiacos FC and Greek football. We are all here today. My name is Peter Thompson. We've got Kosta Levoyanis, we've got Adi Bouloubasis, and we've got Labros Sirmos. Good to see all of your faces. We just finished watching the game, Olympiacos getting the 3 points in Giannina for the first time in a while. We struggled with them last season. They're an informed team. Wasn't the prettiest result, but we get it, and we get the 3 points on to Frankfurt at the midweek. How are we doing, lads?
Happy we won.
Agreed.
Well,
nothing.
Win's a win. Yeah, after the international break. Yeah.
No more Greece, no more JVS for a while. Back watching our favorite team in red and white play. It for me it was up and down, guys. We had a few moments where we looked all right. Agibu Kamara scored a beautiful goal. Very nice finish from him. Good to see. The second half and a lot of the end of the first half was a bit underwhelming, I would say, though. We have the penalty. Oleg puts his hand in the wrong place, and it's a penalty. And of course, they score very well taken from the Giannina player. And luckily, I really thought it was just going to go to 1-1, and we would be here talking about yet another draw in Giannina. But Youssef El Arabi comes off the bench and saves us as he's done before. Very happy to see him get off the mark with a goal. What do we think, folks? I feel like it's a bit of a mixed reaction. We get the win, but the rest of it maybe not great. What do we think, guys?
Oh, I guess I'll start first. Yeah, there were some difficulties, some things that didn't love at the start of this game. I don't know. I really enjoyed the personnel selection. I think that's the same lineup we're going to see in Frankfurt, but maybe they play a bit different. Maybe they go back to how they were playing against Fenerbahce, where it was more of a 4-1-4-1. I think today was more 4-4-2. Masouras was playing second striker at times. Agibu Kamara started there, moved over. But anyway, I thought the personnel choices were good. Was disappointed in a lot of the players tonight. I thought actually Cisse was very good. Socrates was very good. We should say that. Vaclik didn't do much tonight. I thought the fullbacks were quite mediocre tonight, personally. But yeah, I guess we can start there. Kenny Lala again, very poor. I don't know.
Well, before we jump into more of the analysis, we do have some housekeeping items really quickly. Olympiacos DC drew yesterday with Dream FC 2-2. They're in a 3-way tie for first place. So for those of you that have been following, Olympiacos DC is crushing it in UPSL. Again, for those that weren't around when we first started covering them, UPSL is the United States 4th division for football. So they are doing very well. 2 game weeks left before the playoffs start. We're hoping to see them back in there and doing well again. And we also wanted to quickly thank our sponsor, Piraeus International. Piraeus International is your one-stop shop for all of your international transshipping needs, whether you're shipping olive oil packages, cars, or relocating completely. Piraeus is here to help. Give our friends a call at 410-675-4696 or email them at sales@piraeusintl.com. And if any of you are located in the DMV area or Pennsylvania what have you. You should come out to the games. They are so much fun. I've been out there a couple times now. We've actually had quite a crowd. And the more we get, the rowdier we get. So I hope I can see more of you out there, especially for playoff time.
Bring flares. No, I'm just kidding. Don't bring flares.
Yeah, no, don't. There's props there.
Lambro, what is it with Kenny Lala? Like
I don't know.
Why is Kenny Lala though? Like I don't know. I did think Socrates played well. Erythrolevski Mastora agrees. Lala was good. I mean, good is a strong word. I don't think anyone really played super great, but like there are a lot of players to call out, and I think he was average. I will
okay, can we talk about another player then? Henry Onyekuru.
Yeah, we can talk about Henry. At least he dyed his hair the right color. Third time's the charm, right, guys?
But yeah. I honestly think, I don't know if you guys know, Pedro Martins had a haircut. I wonder if he went to Henry's guy for that haircut.
Pedro was looking, he had the fresh trim.
He had the fresh trim out of international break as well.
Hell yeah.
But I thought I thought Henry was quite poor as well tonight, guys, to be honest. I didn't.
5 million euros, baby. Well,
no,
I mean,
but thing is, I don't know, when I watch Henry play.
No one was good.
He was good.
Yeah, well, that's why I kind of
like.
Yeah,
was fantastic.
We can talk about players being ass, but like Costa's right. Like no, everyone was just kind of meh, I think. And like one thing I will say, Labro, you talked about like this is the team we're going to see in Frankfurt. El Arabi needs to start up top against Frankfurt. It has to be said. No 4-4-2. He needs to start up top for me.
Would you start him?
El Arabi bagging the goals.
Tiquinho, though. I don't know. His speed against Frankfurt could be valuable. But anyway.
Tiquinho was really busting a move. He was scoring. He was getting a lot of opportunities. In this game, I thought he was a bit off. And El Arabi came in and did a job. So you have two choices, right? You can continue to stick it out with Tiquinho, who I think will still be fine. One tough game, which we knew was going to be a tough game, a grinded out game. Or you start with El Arabi, who looked great today. And I think you could do either one. I don't think there is a right answer there. If you think El Arabi did well today and you want to roll with the hot hand, I think that's a perfectly reasonable choice. But there's nothing wrong also with still going with Tiquinho again. El Arabi isn't going to last 90 minutes. So I'm okay with him being a super sub in that respect, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in that sense, like maybe it is just a personal choice, as they're saying about other things these days. But El Arabi, Tiquinho, yeah, I think Tiquinho at some kind of just didn't get a lot of service in general today. El Arabi was really active in getting to the ball, maybe partially because of the instruction he was getting or the lineup we were playing, but. I don't know. I kind of want to see him back in the team. Like this is the same guy who scored so many goals the last 2 seasons for us. I know he's a year older, but still the same player. We're getting a couple comments as well about. Oh yeah,
can I say something real quick. I hate how deep he drops in this 2-striker formation. I don't know. He did it a bit with Hassan when we played like this, but I feel like it's so much
kind
deeper.
of a waste.
And it's like, why isn't Valbuena filling those roles and filling those holes? Like, where was he tonight when he?
Well, hold on a second. El Arabi drops deep for a reason. Okay,
yeah, why doesn't Valbuena drop there? Why is Valbuena not there, Adi?
Who did Valbuena come in for?
Agibu, wasn't it, or Masturas?
No, it was Agibu. It was.
Well, he and Gary both came in at the same time.
That's true. They both did come in at the same time, but he was playing technically on the wing. So even though we know Valbuena floats around, he technically was playing the wing. So if there
he hasn't played on the wing in like 3 years, man. Like
okay, I get it. No, I know what you're saying. But if you want somebody to be dropping in deep, you do want it to be El Arabi. You would want it to be that second striker when you change to a 4-4-2, because otherwise the shape gets messed up. Now, yes, we know Valbuena runs all over the place anyway and kind of messes up our width in that respect, but it's okay. El Arabi drops back. He's the type of striker where he wants the ball at his feet. He's not scared to get the ball at his feet, and if the ball's not making its way forward, he comes to get it and distribute. Is it frustrating sometimes? Yes, but it's also, as the game is going, he's doing it to help with build up. And we can't say that we didn't have issues with some build up today. Look, it was a tight game. It was a very tight game. We knew it was going to be a tight game. Pasgiannina may not be the best with goal scoring. They don't have a prolific striker right now ever since theirs got injured. But going into this game, they've only allowed 2 goals. They have the least conceded goals as a team, just like us. So they have a very good defense. This was always going to be difficult. And it's okay for El Arabi to do that. It's okay for us to get stuck in him to do that.
Costa, what are your thoughts on all of this?
Okay, well, before my thoughts, I see there's some new listeners today as well. And I want to say, guys, if you want us to keep making the show, to keep going, give us a like, hit that damn subscribe button if you're on YouTube. We are here representing Olympiacos fans from all over the world. And big up my guy, Manos Halkias, Olympiakos, Olympiakos είναι παντού. Yes, sir. Olympiacos is everywhere. Representing from Belgium here, Labro in Switzerland, Peter in Canada, Ari in the US. Olympiacos is everywhere, guys. Right. About the game. So let's take things from the top, because I feel like we've dived into this player was shit, he wasn't good enough, and this guy drops too deep. We won the game. It's always tricky after the international break. I was not expecting to see good football tonight. The result mattered more than anything, particularly after that BALK debacle. So they managed to draw 4-4 with Volos.
Wait, sorry, Costa. I've been so busy with school. I saw they were up 4-1 at half by debacle. Do you mean they finished 5-1, 6-1? I didn't see what happened in the second half. Does anyone know? Did they go on and score more goals and win by even more?
Oh, no.
I missed it. Sorry, guys. Wait, no, seriously, what happened, guys? Does any PAOK fans in chat? Anyone know?
It's not great. It's not great.
Gets lonely at the top. Olympiacos back where they deserve to. Hey, I'm sorry. Costa, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
We're back at the top. Oh, and by the way, look. We have a fan here from Switzerland. Maybe you know him, Labro.
Maybe.
Where in
I don't
Switzerland
know.
are you from, Jan?
Jan, where in Switzerland? Drop it in the comments.
Yes, sir. No, guys. Important to get the win. We have to look at some positives. Jan and Villa's back.
Yep.
Back from injury. He looked quite good. I think he's lost a bit of weight. Probably lost a bit of muscle. Going to be interesting to see how that's going to translate on Thursday in the European game where the pace is quicker. I think today it was fine for him to kind of get, stretch out and get the ball at his feet and play some passes. I think his teammates were trying to give him lots of the ball today. It's great to have him back. Important that El Arabi scored, because I too was also getting frustrated seeing him dropping down to the halfway line to try and get some touches. I don't know if it's instruction or if it's him coming back to get the ball. I feel like it's instruction more than anything. What else? Yeah, important that he scored, and I think immediately you saw a change in dynamic and confidence right after he scored the goal. But otherwise, yeah, guys, Giannena's not an easy place to go, and a lot of teams are going to struggle when they go there. So it's one of those days where we got the win, 3 points, on to the next one. That's how I look at today's game.
And to add on to that, people probably all remember this, but just as a reminder, were Giannina the only team that we didn't beat once in the league last year? We drew in both matchups. I might be wrong about that. So in this, and for the record, that was a good Giannina team. They played good football. We praised their manager. We praised, the way they play. But they didn't even finish
as well.
Yes.
The old manager.
He's now Ike as well. And
interesting.
But
small club.
What was I going to say? Yeah, but even then they didn't finish in the top 6. And now Giannina have gotten off to a very hot start. In addition to playing still that good football, they beat PAOK to start off the season. I think, are they 4th right now?
Maybe
6th now, I guess, because they didn't get any points today.
But also, didn't we win the game at home? Hassan scored a header to win.
That
the
was
game
in the cup. That was in the cup.
Okay.
We drew twice in the league 0-0 and 1-1. But the point being, like, and that was a year when we won the league by 30 points. The league is tougher now, and this was a tough game away with fans back in the stands again. And so it is, as Costa said, a very good result to get. So I think that context is helpful. Also, Labro, do you know where Olten is? That's where Jan says they're from in Switzerland.
I don't know where Olten is. Sorry, Jan.
Gotta be getting around.
There are
Get the bike out.
Olympiacos fans in Olten, Switzerland. So there you go, guys. People
Everywhere.
listening from Greece or wherever you are, there are Olympiacos fans in Olten. I'd never heard of Olten in my
Lambro,
life.
get the bike
There you
out and
go.
make your way out there.
Yeah.
Guys, it's gonna be tough.
Real quick, speaking of Ike's new coach, I actually met a relative of him on Friday at a bonfire with friends. Just random, crazy coincidence.
Isn't he
But,
German Greek too? Like he's not. Doesn't he have a weird background as well?
No,
Like grew up in Germany.
Apparently, his roots are in Trikala, sorry. Oddly enough.
But he grew up in
Rome's
Germany,
also
right?
right.
That's what I thought. Like he started in Germany and blah blah blah. That was
Whatever the case, it was just random coincidence from Friday. But
Yeah.
I wanted to also build on something that Gosso said about taking some positives away. A positive for me today was Martin's game management. He made a lot of interesting game adjustments, but he learned from them, and I thought he did a pretty good job of building off of what he was seeing on the field. When things weren't really going our way possession-wise in the beginning of the game, we were not able to go through the middle too well because things were really too condensed. We were trying to build out the wings, also wasn't looking too good. He made a swap during the middle of the first half. He made Masura's play at the 10. He put Agibu on the left, and he also switched Onyekuru on the right. It was interesting, didn't really work too well. But then at halftime, he made I would call it a relatively drastic change, but it made sense. He put Vila on for Onyekuru. So then we changed to a 4-3-3, which really helped us move the ball much better through the midfield. I think we had already completed at the 15-minute mark in the second half more passes than we did in the entire first half, which is absurd to think about. But even then at that point, we were moving the ball well, but we weren't making a lot of threats going forward in the opposing third. So then that's when El Arabi comes on. We transition to the 4-4-2. And then at that point, we had some immediate opportunities. We had the ball down to Baby Camara that was played across a little bit too tough, but I think on the other side, somebody connected and it went over. There was another opportunity after that as well. So it did have some immediate result. Once we settled and we started to get some more dominant midfield presence, we made that more offensive switch and we saw the offensive pressure happening in our favor. That was a positive for me. I thought Martins managed this game pretty well.
No, I agree with that. I just won the subs a bit early. I thought Agibu after the goal went MIA, to be honest with you.
Yep.
But I think that was the position he was put in. Again, I say this in our chat quite a few times. I feel like he's so similar to Maxi Lovera, and Martins doesn't know how to use one of like a type of this player, like shorter, smaller, wants to play centrally, but he's just like, I think you're a winger, and he moves those players out to the wing. Like, okay, Camara has been saying central, but I think Martins really wants to push him out wide. And
what do you think about this, Lambro? Ma X says more Vrusai.
I honestly more Ronnie Lopez. That sounds ridiculous, but I feel like he deserves to play a bit. And before Vrusai, I honestly. I think we've seen what we've seen in Versailles, and sorry, my voice is going a bit gone, still going over this cold, so I may be coughing a bit, but yeah.
I have a hot
I would
take.
be. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think Gary Rodriguez is going to be our best winger.
I'm glad
Besides
you I was gonna wait and see if we would get to this because it has to be addressed, right? Gary Rodriguez, some decent movements today in his debut.
Yeah.
Put a nice shot on the goal at one point. He was getting involved in some chances.
He has something that none of our other wingers have. He can run at people. He can be direct. And he's not afraid to shoot. He had that shot that curled into Ledigin's legs, which wasn't great, but
got it on target.
it shows that he doesn't hesitate. If he gets the ball and he's got a look at goal, he's going to take the shot. So, and you see the guy's pace is electric. I know we bought in on Yakuru, and I'm just gonna go out and say it. We talked about this before we signed him, and I was never really enthusiastic about it. I try to have an open mind because he's one of our players, so I support him. We have to support him, but it just doesn't look like he hasn't showed any of those qualities that we bought him in for. If anything, Onyekuru's looked much better defensively and tactically than I thought he would.
Yes, I was going to say.
Yeah.
He had a few interceptions, quite a few.
Yeah, but like he helps Oleg on the left-hand side.
He's very valuable in Europe, I feel. That's an opinion right there.
He tracks back. He tracks back, but going forward, it's been I'm trying to find the right words here. Just haven't seen anything from him going forward. Today,
also, can I offer this? Is he the slowest fast player you've ever seen? Like, he's supposed to be very fast. Yeah. He's like the slowest fast player I've ever freaking seen. Like, it's like Henry's off to the races, caught up by like 36-year-old Greek midfielder. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's been super frustrating. And you saw that. You actually saw when he covered ground. It was like coming back, and he actually looked pretty quick coming back. And I was like, how the hell are you letting these guys catching up to you? It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I don't know if that's a confidence thing. Because sometimes when you get the ball at your feet and, you want to knock it past and then you're afraid to get tackled sometimes. I don't know. It happened to me when I play football, I've come back from injury or somebody's hot on my heels. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's not fully adapted yet. It is still early. We're in October, so it's early days. But like you said, when you compare the pace, Gary Rodriguez versus Onyekuru, it looks like one is on fast forward and the other one's like going backwards almost.
Yeah, 100%. And also, Onyekuru's like some of his interplay in build-up was so bad. I like a couple of one touches that just like this was a 5-meter pass and it was like 3 meters off. Like, come on, man. I mean, I expected it, and it's something I saw when we first were linked with him and we did the deep dive. We knew he wasn't really good with that, but like, even though I expect it, it still annoys the hell out of me.
There was one today. I think it was Henry. Kenny Lala like plays the ball out, and it's a counter, and Henry runs and gets it, and he actually almost looked kind of fast. And then I think it was Tiquinho. He just like fired the ball at Tiquinho like super fast. Like, no way Tiquinho can bring it down. It was like, what kind of ball is that? You're not that far away. Like, you don't need to put that much on it. And it just like hits Tiquinho. It's like, what is this? But yeah, I echo what Costa says. Let's see a lot more of Gary Rodriguez in the league. He's not in the European squad, of course. And after all, he did only play like 12 or 13 minutes today. But he can start in our next league game for all I care.
Do you know what the next league game is, Peter?
Is it PAOK?
It is indeed.
Revenge game.
Gary Rodriguez revenge game.
I'm all in. I'm all in for him against PAOK, I have to say.
Yeah,
Does he celebrate?
I doubt he plays. Is it in Karaiskaki or is it in Tuba?
It is.
Karaiskaki.
It is.
I still kind of doubt he plays full debut in a big game like that, but would maybe as a sub comes on, gets a goal, celebrates. Yeah,
can we rewind a minute, because Labra brought up an interesting point about Ronnie Lopez, and there was an article earlier in the week by a certain Nikos Kotsis, or Kotsis, however you pronounce his name, and the article
very
was
strange.
Yeah, so the article was basically saying, he's lost a bit of weight, he looks a bit sharper, he's worked hard. Seville is keeping tabs on him and they want him to be playing, and they've been asking some questions. We didn't see him today. We didn't see him in the last game, if I'm not mistaken. We didn't see him in the game before that. What's going on?
It's just classic Martins, I think, to be honest with you. He doesn't like what he sees in training and loses all trust in a player. Honestly, like we've seen it before. I understand there's the extra dimension with like Sevilla breathing down our necks. Like, look, we loaned this guy out to you so you could play. He's got to play. You know, I've played Football Manager before. I've got those emails in my inbox where like it's like the other team getting mad that you're not playing your player. But I think it's just quite simple. He played a little bit. He wasn't great. Maybe he's not doing it in training. Maybe he's not putting in the effort. Maybe he's not doing all that extra work that Martins wants his wingers to do. And he's out. He's not in Martins' group of trusted guys. It seems simple as that to me. Maybe there's more that we're not seeing, but that's kind of what I would guess.
I think it's as simple as that, Peter. Look, we can say what we want about Martins with various respects, but he's pretty consistent about a few things, right? And it's 1, he expects his wingers to track back. 2, he expects you to follow a game plan, right? And if you don't do those things, if you're not buying into that structure, you get left to dry. We've had players that don't look as good or that don't maybe play as well or look, but if they're doing those things, they tend to see time on the field. Look at Masouras before we really saw him as the player, the impact player for us. Remember what we said about him last season? A lot of our takes were he's a good squad player, good this, good that. He follows directions, he works back. Martins is very strict with that, and it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how expensive you were as a player, how highly touted of a player you were coming in. If you don't follow those rules, then you don't. That's it. It's plain and simple. So I don't think Martins cares what Sevilla's demands are. If Rony Lopez isn't buying into the system and doing what he's supposed to do, or doing what Martins expects of him, he's not going to play. Now, I think Rony and Costa and I had a similar opinion about this. From what we saw in the deep dive for what he could do, we both think he came in a little overweight because he looked slow. Those first couple of appearances we saw, he was not, his agility was, he was very slow change of direction, just slow in general, slow decision-making. And it just was really bad. The level player we got. Now, the last couple of times we've seen him, looks a little slimmer, looked quick again, kind of looked more what we expected. I think in time, as he continues to play and get to that point where we thought he could be, he will see the field soon. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but he did not have a good start with us because he came in heavy.
Who do you take out for him, though? Can't take out Masouras.
Nope.
Henry.
Then there's Henry, but then there's Gary Rodriguez hot on chase.
You take out Baby Kamara.
You don't.
And he plays 10.
Do you take Agibu out?
I don't know, man. I like Agibu Kamara as a player. He scored a great goal today. Let's say that. I mean, but sometimes like he is like a child, but today, just after that goal, it was like I can't remember anything he did really. I'm just there was one cross. There was a dangerous cross he did, and it was just like let's slide it in with our left foot, and he decided to go with like the inside of the right. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
And like it was like terribly. It was super fast, and in like almost like knee high location. Masouras tried to direct it, but it was just like, man, just slide this in with your left foot. And I don't know if you guys remember in the qualifiers, he was like almost like it was 2 versus 1. And he tried to pass with his left foot, and it was like a disaster. And people were like, "What the fuck?" So I think like he's a bit scared to put it on that left foot. So
well, hold on a second. So I think we've actually managed Baby Kamara so far very well. I remember Lambro, you complaining about this exact same thing last season with how like we'll have a player, he looks good, but then we'll have an off game, a young player. And then we just stop giving him chances. So now you're advocating. I just wanted
him to come off earlier is my thing.
I think, and that's a fair assessment. But I think the way we've managed Baby Kamara so far is kind of how I would prefer. You play him. He's doing okay in the 10 position. He gets lost out there. Maybe you sub him out early. But I think the way we've managed him so far is how I would expect young, talented, future impact players to be. And I think we've dealt with that pretty well. He's going to have games like this where he disappears in and out. That is going to happen. And I think we should have subbed him out earlier as well. But we can't just sacrifice him in the starting lineup, because of that. It'll kill his confidence as a player. And this kid is a gem. So I think we've handled him so far pretty well. But yeah, I think you can sub him out earlier.
I honestly can't wait for them. I really hope Martins comes out with the same formation and style as we played in Turkey for Frankfurt, and the two Kamaras in the midfield. I really enjoyed in that game in Turkey. I think Agibu played his best game. Can we say in Turkey? I think he played excellent in that role. Also, real quick, Pierre Koundé, why didn't he come on? Avram, really? Like
Koundé, we've established it was with Martin's wife. Didn't we say that?
Oh my god.
The classic Costa joke.
Oh no.
Question. What position did Agibu Kamara play against Fenerbahce?
It's like central midfield almost.
Yeah. For me, he played like an 8. Like a 8/10. But he was playing very close to the semicircle. And he was building up play behind the halfway line, breaking forward, making runs into the box. You know, this kid came in as a left winger, guys. Don't forget that. He came in as a left winger. We've played him at the 10 in a free role. We've tried him on the right. His best game he's played as more of a central midfielder in a compact 3 midfield formation. What's he going to do? What's he going to do now that Jan and Villa's back? And Villa's probably going to start on Thursday if he's fit. You know for sure Bouchalakis is not going to not be on the starting lineup.
Yeah.
You know Madi Kamara's going to be in there. So Masouras is one winger. And he's going to start Agibu on the left. Probably. I just can't see Martins taking him out the lineup right now. I think literally the guy thinks, who's in my starting lineup? Who are the first names on the list? Vachlik, Madi, Bouchalakis, Agibu,
Socrates, Papsise, probably some of the
and
first.
Oleg.
And Oleg on the left,
But he's one of those names.
Yeah.
So my lineup, Agibu's in my lineup. Right. So
honestly, I would take Bouchalakis out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I understand.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
Martins won't.
Yeah, we can't keep running Bouchalakis that much. I would take him out just for that reason. He's playing too much. Too much.
Ari, why do you think he came off so early today? That's why he's going to play on Thursday. There's no way. There's no way.
No, I know. I agree with you. It's just I worry so much about his health and this whole player welfare issue. Like I never used to give it much stock because for me it was you're a professional athlete, you're expected to be built, taking the time, building yourself up. But like there's also the other hand,
your body breaks down and you're like,
exactly. And like it's also coming to the point where like these international breaks and international fixtures, right? Like Bouchalakis is playing every one of those too. This guy never gets a rest ever. And he's become a pivotal part of the team. You know what I mean? None of us can say he's a bad player because he does his job. He does a good job for us. And he's usually quite pivotal when it comes to link up distributing the ball and also tracking back and doing the defensive work. There's a reason he's a core part of the team, but we can't afford to lose our core part of the team in an important part of the season. And this is what I'm worried about. I would want to just keep him, just to give him a rest, but we know that's not going to happen.
I don't know. Honestly, I really want to see Jan play some more.
Me too.
It's nice to see him back. I don't know. Bouchalakis does dumb shit in Europe.
We haven't seen the best of Jan. We haven't seen the best of Jan this season.
Yeah. No, not at all. And I think just a little teaser, we have a really, really nice blog coming out tomorrow for you guys. And you are really going to see why Jan and Villa is so important. And
one of the best midfielders. I'm going to say one of the best midfielders in Europe, maybe one of the top 36s, I want to say, on the continent. I'm putting him up there.
This is why I took home a bunch of Gate 7 international awards last year.
I'm telling you,
right, guys?
Jan and Villa has reinvigorated his career. It's been fantastic. I love the guy. I love the guy so much.
But comment from Andrea Saladara. Bouchalakis totally bossed the midfield against Sweden. He should have gotten the rest this weekend. I am in agreement. I would have preferred that he rest as well. There's a comment here that just wants to get my blood boiling too, and I'm sure Lambros as well from Konstantinos
mine
Koulis.
as well.
I can't understand why Avram plays instead of Markovic. My friend,
We
you are
were-
preaching to the choir here.
We were talking about this off camera, and I think, to be fair, Markovic recently played for the Serbia U23s, U21s, one of those. So maybe it's an issue of, I say maybe it's an issue of resting him from the international break, and then Buha
Didn't travel. He didn't travel. I don't think he was on the squad list. as
No,
well.
he wasn't.
He was. He was.
Oh, he was?
He
No,
was.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he was.
I heard it on
seeing his
the. I
name.
heard it on the radio at least that he
Oh,
traveled.
okay. I
Also,
didn't remember seeing his name.
guys, for what it's and one thing as well, like, I don't know this for sure, but Olympiacos B played a friendly against Carithea yesterday. So maybe if he was back, he was involved in that game and played football yesterday, hence why he was left off the match day squad for the senior team. Don't really love that. Shout out to Peter Filipakos.
But
by the
also,
way, at
Usainu
Carithea,
Ba is he alive as well?
Ba was
Had
he
his
on the
headphones in again. He had his headphones in
He
again.
was there.
talking to Koundé.
He was
He
at the
wasn't
game.
on the
Yeah,
bench.
yeah.
Dude, was he?
He was at the game for sure.
He was
I
at
don't
the
know if
game.
he was on
Honestly,
the
I
bench.
can't wait until he gets fucked off in January. I can't be asked.
I don't know if that's fair. Like, but I am also frustrated with his attitude and frustrated with how he's conducted himself. But like
Where's he gonna fuck off to?
exactly. Like,
Ligue 1, there's some shit team there that'll take him, like Nantes.
Will they?
I don't know. Are they shit this year? Let me look
no,
this
I
up.
think he's just a mentality adjustment away from being a really good player for us again. That's it.
He
Yeah,
wasn't.
send
on
him
the
to
bench.
France for freaking half a season, like Cisse. Like, let him figure it out. I don't know.
We probably will do that in the winter. if we
Yeah,
can find a
I could
team.
see that happening. Yeah.
He
The
literally
reason-
was.
His
so
agent has
good.
connections with the French teams. Like, just let his agent find a team for him in France. There it is. It's fine.
The reason he's not on the bench today is because we have 5 foreigners in our squad.
Mm.
4 on the pitch. Cisse, Madi Kamara, Agibu Kamara, Henry Onyekuru, and Koundé
Koundé,
on the
yeah.
bench.
Yep.
It's
Does
it's
Agibu have French passport? Did you say Agibu?
Agibu, yeah. I don't think he has a French passport though.
No,
But
he doesn't.
hang on a minute, because Markovic has the same issue.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because he's non-EU.
It's non-EU. Yeah.
Is he?
Serbia's
non-EU.
not in the EU.
No, guys. No.
No.
Oh damn.
Look, guys, I've fucking been to
The-
Europe like
yeah.
once. Okay, give me a break.
No.
I
But
know.
it's a fair question. Like, Croatia's in it, but
Yeah.
like Serbia, politically wise, is struggling.
Interesting. Well, yeah, no need to get into that, lads. But
Can
anyway,
start another podcast on politics, international
God.
relations. Labrador.
Lambro, that's all you, big man.
I can
Anyway, actually, I was showing Lambro this Twitter account. It's like this account. It's called
this is good.
Cursed Balkan YouTube Comments, and it's
Oh,
just
it's
like
elite.
it's like
It's
the
good.
worst of society. It's just like different Balkan countries like making fun of other Balkan countries. It's just like, oh fucking hell.
Yeah, the comments are so funny. But anyway,
It's a bit grim, but Lambro
I want to
and
go
laughed
back
at
to
them
a certain
anyway.
point. Kenny Lala was fine today, but Karbovnik was so good earlier this season. What has happened to him? I really, really was hoping to see some more of him. I don't know. Like,
He
will we
blew
be seeing more of
away.
him?
He blew away in the thunderstorm that was in Athens like a few days ago. He blew away. He hasn't put on
all
his weight yet.
140 pounds of him.
Get him on the souvlaki diet ASAP.
He needs
I
to
love
be.
that kid.
Have him eat Ronnie Lopez's food and Ronnie Lopez eat Karbovnik's food.
Stop.
They're at like the cafeteria and Ronnie Lopez is like, "Oh, give me 5 souvlaki," and Karbovnik's like, "I'll take a banana," and Pedro's over there like, switch that up.
Yeah, let's switch that up.
On a serious note, though, I wanted to ask you guys something because I had a little bit of a gripe about it today with Madi. Madi had a couple of moments where, usually on like the wide areas, where he would get the ball, make a nice move, do a head feint, give himself some space, cut towards the middle, and make some good space and make a great opportunity. And it didn't matter what the context was. He always went for that long shot. And it started to irritate me a little bit because there were maybe not on all of the occasions. There was definitely one occasion where I think the shot was warranted, but there were two of them where he made space and then drew another defender towards him with space to lay the ball off for somebody for them to have a better shot, but he took the shot anyway. And some of that selfishness is starting to become detrimental. We're not getting as many opportunities in the final third as I think we would like to have. And the ones that we do have, we need to be a little bit more efficient with what we get. And in those cases where he's just ripping long shot and long shot and long shot, I don't like that. And I just wanted your guys' take on that. If you thought the same thing or if you thought it was fine to you.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Peter. No, go ahead, mate.
I was going to say I can see where Madi is getting these ideas because it seems like he's scored quite a few of these goals this year. And so maybe I also don't notice because maybe I'm a bit biased as well. And I've seen Madi score a few of those. And so I don't really get too upset when he shoots, but I could certainly see where that would be happening. I don't know. Don't have like a huge take on that either way. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we do have a comment here about the Serbia bit. Serbia is considered as EU nation in Greece, guys, from Dimitris Kadzis.
Don't get how that works, given they're outside the European Union. But okay, maybe it's true because I don't think Ukrainian nationals count as EU.
It's not
Russians.
UEFA members. It's EU. It actually does make a difference for labor rules and shit. Just to clarify.
Fair enough.
Maybe what he means is that we consider them brothers, but that's something completely different. But
also, this is a good comment. News on Semedo. I read he was coming back to training this week.
He is. That's
what a disaster.
We don't know yet. They've been speculating that for 2-3 weeks now. It's like he puts up on Instagram a story every week. He's like, I want to play and I'm ready and I'm gonna show everyone who I am and blah blah blah. And
show everyone who you are in Romania, big man. Anyway.
And Benfica want him in January.
Yeah, supposedly Benfica wants him. I saw that in the newspaper as well. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. We've clearly gone for a Cisse Papastathopoulos.
Yeah, it seems quite consistent at the moment.
Also, that's becoming quite a little duo right there.
Solid. Pretty solid.
Like Socrates today.
Socrates is just so you can tell he's played at the height. He doesn't risk anything.
Presence.
He never risks anything. Even times you're okay, come on, play it out. He just there's someone behind him and he's running away. He'll just kick it out. He's not going to play bullshit with the keeper. We've seen other center backs do. It's just no nonsense, just
exactly.
Fuck it. I'm not going to risk this.
He's the epitome of that no nonsense defending. It's great.
Yep. Type of no nonsense defending that sees you qualify for the final stage of a World Cup. Honestly, but just saying.
Also, can I say something? This isn't relating completely to tonight, but Olympiacos is first in the table. Olympiacos is first in Europa League right now. Olympiacos basketball is playing great in Europa League.
Yeah, they are
first in Greece.
Hell yeah!
The water polo team is stacked. I don't know. The club is in a really healthy place.
Women's volleyball team. Don't forget the women's volleyball team. They're through to the next round of the Champions League. They're killing it.
Dude, I don't know anything about Olympiacos water polo, but one of our new bloggers, I think it was the other Labro, right? Or Liam?
I'm not sure.
Liam.
Maybe
wrote a piece about water polo, or maybe it was it was Yanni. I think it was Yanni. But they wrote a piece about water polo, and this water polo team is insane. They were just talking about Olympiacos hasn't won the Champions League in 3 years, and people are pissed. So they signed the best goalkeeper and the best outfield player in the entire continent, and it's just holy shit, water polo is loaded. But anyway, Labro, when Olympiacos play Aris, it's going to be a big spectacle in basketball. Aris have long time favorite of ours, Maryland Terrapins legend Anthony Cowan, formerly blocked me on Twitter because I called his ass out for being trash and fake. And now plays for Aris.
True story. No, and it's so funny. This is a side note story. They announced his signing on Instagram and they spelled his name in Greek. Cowan, just
with a
as
K
they would
and
in Greek,
Yeah, K. I guess
Kappa
it's like KAOU, like right.
Yeah,
Gawain.
Yeah.
Gawain, like that. And the
Gawain.
dad comments on the post, "You spelt my son's name incorrectly," because he didn't understand the concept of the different alphabet. And he was like, "It's
and then
spelled
someone
C."
else,
He put it in all caps. It's spelled COWAN. And the guy's
and then
like,
someone else
"We have a
commented
different
like it's spelled different in Greek, and he was like, "Understandable. Have a nice day." It was like the funniest shit.
It was so funny. But anyway,
Oh, geez.
anyway,
Well,
just-
folks,
just interesting stuff. Real quick. Also, shout out, me and Costa are going to be in Frankfurt. So if any of you are going to be there,
Yes.
huge meetup.
get in.
Huge meetup.
Get in.
Costa,
I haven't
get
been
Lab-
to an away game for so long. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to it so much. And Labro,
Yeah.
man, you've never been to an away game. My
Yeah,
god,
it's my
get
first
ready.
away game. 6
ready.
hours on the train to Frankfurt awaiting
initiation into
Get ready.
the hooligans.
But
Hell
also
yeah.
another comment, I may be at the PAOK game if we're allowed fans, and I'll definitely be at the Berlin basketball game next week. Not next week, in 2 weeks from now. I'll be there as well. Anyway, that's it.
Basketball is so exciting. I need to start watching the games. I always have.
Team's
They're
really
always
good.
like Friday mornings that I have meetings. Anyway, guys, we're gonna do man of the match and coaches grade. But before I forget, we want to say again, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that damn subscribe button right now. We've got content coming out twice a week. Olympiacos of all kinds. We've got a website, gate7intl.com, where we write blogs about football, basketball, and everything in between. Give us a like and a comment as well on the YouTube video if you're watching there. And if you're watching on or listening on audio, make sure to give us a subscribe as well. You can always come on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces live in the flesh. Anyway, guys, man of the match, coach's grade was a bit of a underwhelming day. A lot of players didn't really have a standout performance, so it might be a bit hard to pick a man of the match. We can obviously say maybe El Arabi because he scored the goal and played well when he came on, but I'm going to say not El Arabi because he didn't play the whole game. He came on rather late on as a substitute. Agibu also did have the goal, but as we talked about, he kind of did fade off after that. I'm going to say Socrates. We talked about him playing well. I thought he was the better of the two defenders today. Not an amazing performance, but not a whole lot of amazing performances for us to draw from, in my opinion, today. So I'll go with Socrates for man of the match. And then coach's grade, I don't know, B minus. It wasn't fantastic. There were some things I didn't like. I don't really like when we play Masuras up the middle, and that kind of bothered me at the end of the first half. Maybe a bit late with some of the changes in the second half, although I do like that he took off Henry pretty early on, got Jan and Vila in the game. It was nice to see Jan and Vila back. But I'll say a B or B minus maybe. What do you guys think? Costa, go ahead.
I'd agree with that. I think it's hard to really, take someone from today and say, "Oh, standout performance." Win's a win, and if I have to pick anyone, I'd probably pick Papa as well. To be honest, I think no nonsense defending. He hit the post. Was it at 1-1? And he was solid, and he played the whole game. So if I had to give it to anyone, probably him. And then coach, I give him a B. I think the subs were okay, a bit faster than what we're used to. When we were joking during the game that he would probably bring Rodriguez in the 82nd, 83rd minute or something. But the subs were okay today. I think his in-game match management was better than usual.
Labro. I feel like I'm TAing. I can never watch the European games because I have to run labs at school for biology, and I have to call on everyone. This is what I'm doing it again here. Labro, how about you?
Yeah, I thought Pedro was fine tonight. I would say B. And then I will say, Costa, go in. You have a comment? No. Okay.
No, I just want to point this out again. Just like our Greek listeners, presumably Agis Markopoulos, Gate 7 International. Wow, Porothika re Magis. Yes, mate. Welcome to the club. Olympiakos is everywhere, my friend. Hit that subscribe button. We're here twice a week. Check it out. Big up, Agis.
Anyway, back to my point. Yeah, I was fine. B. I'll go B. I wanted subs a little earlier, but I feel like I say that every week with Martins. Man of the match. I may go Pop Cisse. I don't know. I thought he was solid tonight. Maybe or Socrates. I thought they were both good tonight. I'm giving it to the two of them. That's my choice.
Not Kenny Lala.
Kenny,
I'm making fun of myself a little here, Labro. That's all.
I want Usain Bolt right back on Thursday. That's all I'm saying. That's a joke. That's a joke. Okay, no one get too mad. I saw Adi was about to throw his camera across the room. Just calm down, Adi. Calm down. It's a joke.
I'm going to change it up. My man of the match, I'm going to give it to Jan Vila, actually, because at halftime, his presence was definitely felt. Our possession was much better when he was on the field. It was a little bit too even for my liking in the first half. They put up that little graphic that Giannina had for the season so far, under 40% average, and we were letting them have close to half. You know what I mean? It was a little bit too tight. They clogged the midfield on us, which kept us from really possessing well. He came on, we were possessing very well, and then he's the reason we got the second goal, because he followed the ball after the cross to the end line and put it back into play for El Arabi to score the goal. So I'm going to give it to Jan Vila because I think that the team went up a notch because of him. Plus, we got the second goal because of him. And I am not going to be quite as harsh on Martins as well. I'm going to give him a B+. Because I thought that even though that game management, we'll say the adjustment in the first half, maybe it didn't work, but things weren't really working too well to begin with possession wise. So I think it warranted an adjustment. It didn't work, but it's not like it made things any worse. The Jan Vila sub had impact. Good sub. At the El Arabi sub, after we had already established our dominance in the midfield again, that had impact. I was okay with that. And then it was late in the 70th minute, near 80th minute, when he brought on both Valbuena and Gary Rodriguez. And we started to really establish some more chances. And through the rest of the game, it's not like we were giving much up to Pasgiannina. So I'll give him a B+ for that. And little sidebar, also, if teams are going to keep flopping and just laying on the ground to disrupt our rhythm like that, just stop kicking the ball out, because it was getting to be bullshit. Like Perea, dude, just
you say teams.
Off.
I think it was just Perea.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like ridiculous. Like I would have just kept playing, to be honest with you. In games where that happens, I keep playing. I do. Like if after the first couple of times I'll kick the ball out, but I keep playing because it's bullshit, and I'm not going to reward that behavior, and we shouldn't either. Keep playing, score the goal. That dumbass is going to end up getting back on his feet soon. So he was just
trying to start a fight as well. He was doing his best Tavelas impression, MMA fighter, trying to just like scrap with Cisse.
Like one of my least favorite.
Like he was just all over the place, whining on the floor, rolling.
Did you see the dive in the first half too?
That was
dive.
That was so bad.
Oh, it was so bad. Oh,
and no yellow card for that either. In front of Bukalakis, he did that.
Yeah, he's an idiot, man. But
no, he's a perfect Panathinaikos player, to be honest. He fits in perfectly.
Legend.
Yeah. He fits in.
Lads. Well, I think that's about all we have. Anything else in the chat? Now's your time. It's now or never. Thank you, everybody, for listening, especially if you've made it this far. We will be back on Thursday after the Frankfurt game. I will not be there. I have to teach undergrads the whole day, so I will miss the game. Costa, Labro, I don't know if they will be there. They'll be there in the stadium, so it might just be Adi. And Adi will have to find some ringers to join him. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for your support. Don't forget to give us a subscribe and like. If you have not done so already, it helps a lot. We will be back on Thursday. So until then, best of luck to Olympiacos. Much love, and we will see you very soon.
You just listened to an episode of the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiacos fans from Brussels to Tokyo, from Toronto to Geneva, We are 4 Olympiacos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you'll never miss out on the latest updates and stories of the team you love. If you liked what you heard, make sure to follow us on social media at Gate7INTL, give us a subscribe on YouTube, or even leave a review on all our podcast channels. Until next time, this is our team, our city, and our story. Θρύλος είσαι. Στο μυαλό κάτι μαγικό.